What's going on, guys? It's James, your friendly neighborhood Slevin, here for the beer show with MuskegonChannel.com. We're here at Unruly Brewing Company right now. We're going to check out a couple of brews that are made locally, sourced locally, and see what makes everything tick, and probably get some information about what's going on in some events here later this summer. All right, guys, I'm here with Eric Hoffman, the local brewmaster, probably the first brewmaster Muskegon's seen in how long?
Since 1957, basically.
That's awesome. So what made you guys start Unruly?
Well, I got super deep into homebrewing.
Okay.
Love the craft of it. It was a big social thing for us. A lot of friends in the club, and I got to the point I was just making so much beer at home. I needed to do something besides just make beer at home. I was actually making hundreds and hundreds of gallons of beer in my garage.
That sounds like a great problem to have.
Well, my wife didn't think it was the right thing. And so I started having huge parties, and eventually I started meeting people that were interested in the same thing. And you know, I met my partners Mark and Jeff, and eventually we kind of went from there. So
that's awesome. It's kind of grown into one of the, I guess, biggest staples of Western. I mean, we got another one right down the road now.
And so we opened November of 2013. We were the first brewery to open in Muskegon since 1957.
That's an awesome badge to have.
Yeah, and then my friends from that same homebrew club opened up down the road from us shortly thereafter.
Nice. Do you come up with all the recipes, or?
A lot of them are collaborations. So obviously when we started, everything was my original recipe. Some actually carried over from homebrewing.
Nice.
Some of the beers, like the brown rye, for example, that was a previous gold medal winner when I was a home brewer.
Nice.
That we carried over to the taproom. Rebel Rouser was another one I had brewed at home previously. And now we have John Walsh on board, who's our production manager, and a lot of the newer beers I let him take the reins on, but everything's a collaborative effort. You know, everything's kind of team-based, but we kind of know what we're going for and know where to lean on different things. So
nice, that's awesome.
It works out good together.
How many beers have you guys made so far?
Right now we are coming up on batch 700.
So how many individual recipes do you have?
Individual recipes, we are over 100.
That's awesome. And you've been open for three and a half years?
Yeah, that's correct.
That's outstanding. So we've got two beers here. They're both IPAs, right?
Correct.
All right, so what is an IPA?
IPA,
for those of us who don't know.
India Pale Ale.
Okay.
So this is going to be on the hoppier spectrum, obviously more bitter. It's also dry hopped, which what that means is at the end of the fermentation we add more hops to it, which are added for aroma, which gives you a lot of the fresh citrus and pine or fruit notes, as it may be, depending on what beer it is that you pick up.
All right, awesome. So we've got the Czech 6.
Czech 6,
and then you got the Rebel, right?
I got the Rebel Rouser.
All right, so what's the major difference between these two? Like,
sure, yeah. So the Rebel Rouser is a West Coast style IPA.
Okay.
What West Coast style typically means, it has a much drier finish.
Okay.
So it's meant to be very crisp and clean. Also, the hop profile is also something in a West Coast IPA where it's typically going to be piney and citrusy, and that's what this is. This one's a little unique. It's made with all Michigan hops.
Nice.
There aren't very many commercial IPAs that are made with all Michigan hops. The one you have before you is a very standard American IPA. However, it is unique in that it has local malt. There's a malt company in Grand Rapids called Pilot Malt House.
Nice.
And that's who we used for that. And then the hops in that,
like a darker color to it.
Yeah, it has a little darker color. This is made with a darker malt, a darker base malt. This is made with their pale malt, which is a little bit darker.
Now, if any of you guys know me at all, IPAs are pretty much my favorite type of beer. And I think my top, at least 3, especially with this one here, just made my top 3 list. The other one is the Tropic Thunder, which is, once it comes back on tap, you guys need to come down and check it out. The kegs blow super fast down here. So, as mentioning, the sales have been pretty outstanding lately, right?
Oh, they've been outstanding. Yeah, we're way up since the beginning of the year. Right now we're just really struggling just to keep the tap room, supplied. That's always our main focus, is keeping our regulars happy, our Mug Club members happy, making sure we have beers on tap that they enjoy. So that's been our main focus. We kind of backed off Last year we were doing a ton of distributing, but with sales increasing here, we kind of right now are just focusing on the tap room.
That's awesome. So you guys are bringing in some new tanks and everything.
Yeah, we got a few new fermenters in today. That'll help with the supply. Hopefully that'll help us so we can distribute a little bit during the summer. There's a lot of demand for our summer seasonal Orange Julius.
Yeah, that's been the big popular one here in West Michigan.
Everyone wants to have it on tap at Party in the Park or music festivals, you name it. So
we can check you guys out on Facebook. And you guys also
Instagram,
also website?
unrulybrewing.com.
Perfect. And then you guys are open?
We're open 7 days a week.
That's awesome. So anytime you want to come down,
every day we open at 11 a.m. Especially with the Rebel Pies here serving lunch starting at 11.
And there's a coffee shop up front too, Drip Drops, so you can check them out. Speaking of summer, this is the last thing we're going to cover here. We have a huge event coming up in August, right?
That's right.
One of the first events of its kind, I think, that West Michigan's seen.
Right. Yeah, the Burning Foot Beer Festival. It's a full-size beer festival on the beach, Pure Marquette Beach.
That's awesome.
No other beer festival that we know of is on a beach.
Yes.
Let alone
we have one of the best beaches.
Let alone Pure Marquette Beach, which is
it's just beautiful.
So we're really looking forward to that. We have over 60 breweries this year.
Awesome.
Some really good entertainment lined up again, and looking forward to it.
Beautiful, man. Well, this has been Eric Hoffman with Unruly Brewing. I am James with the MuskegonChannel.com. You can check out all of the info that you've heard about either at unrulybrewing.com, MuskegonChannel.com, or on Facebook. Just check us out. I've been James. This has been The Beer Show. Drink up, guys, and have some fun.